What's going on, everybody? It is your humble YouTube live stream host, Tim, back with another live stream. I'm super excited about today's stream because it's a topic I can talk about ad nauseum. Okay? Ask my friends in real life. If anybody brings this topic up, I'm talking. They got to shut me down, change the subject. Today, we're going to be talking about YouTube. Okay? Been meaning to do this content for a while. Those of you who know my story know that I've been knocking about on the internet, on YouTube for a while now. My first channel was a comic book channel. My second channel was like a travel channel. Now I have this channel here, which is my main channel, where basically anything, we talk about any and everything that deals with like living your best life, living free, things of that nature. And I feel like I've been marginally successful on YouTube. I feel like we do all right. And thinking on that and being grateful for that, the success I've been able to have and the audience I've been able to build and the community I've been able to grow, it really got me thinking that I need to pay that forward. And I was like, I always say I think content creation is the best job going. I'm always urging and pushing people to like, hey, get on YouTube or get on TikTok or Instagram, whatever. And so I was like, I need to share some tips for 2024 for right now that I think can really help anybody who's thinking about starting out on YouTube. A lot of people think like social media is dead, AI is coming. I don't think this is true. I do think social media will change over the course of the coming years, but I still think 2024 right now is a great time to get involved, hop on social media, hop on YouTube. So today we're going to share 10 beginner tips that I think will help people get started. We'll talk a little bit about, the money, getting monetized, and how to thrive on YouTube. So hopefully this will be helpful. I was going to do this in a video and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to also be able to answer people's questions near the end of this or throughout it. So I was like, I think a live stream will be better. We got our water on deck. We also got actually, let me open it up. I got a hop tea. It's not a beer, it's a tea. So if you see me drinking it, it's not beer, it is tea. So we got everything we need on deck. Let's get right to it. Tip number one. You're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and this is one of my big things. Please do not go out and spend a ton of money buying all kinds of fancy cameras and lights and editing software and laptops and tablets, all this other stuff. Please don't do that. I know so many people in real life and people I've talked to on the internet over the years who went out and did that, and then they did one video and they quit. And so now they have to like sell the stuff at a loss or take it back to the store if they can, or it just sits around their room because they're like, oh, well, I'll do more YouTube later. They never do it. People spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars trying to get all this fancy equipment. And then they decide they don't want to do it. They realize they're not good at it or whatever. And they've blown all this money. There was a time years ago when you kind of needed special equipment to do content creation on the internet, but now our phones have good enough cameras that all you really need is an iPhone, an Android. All you need is your phone. All you really need is your phone to get started and to get that proof of concept down. Any business will say, before you go out and spend a ton of money, start small, figure out whether you like it, blah, blah, blah. Any business says that. You never go out and just invest a ton of money in a business before you've identified that it will work for you or that it's right for you. So the same is true at YouTube. And I love the fact that with content creation, you already have the device you need. It's on your phone. The app's on the phone. You can do all the creating you need to do right from your phone. Don't spend a lot of money. There's even like cheaper editing software. To this day, I use Adobe Premiere Elements. I think I have the link in the description box. I use Adobe Premiere Elements. It's like the redheaded stepchild of real Adobe, like with what the big time creators use. It's just like a very, very basic version. It's like $100. I'm not spending $60, $70. I probably should, but I'm not spending $60, $70 a month on an editing software when I can get one for $100 and use that for 2-3 years. So it does not take a lot of money. Work with what you have until you've decided, okay, this is what I want to do. You realize you can actually do it. You realize you have the time to put into doing YouTube. Because if you don't, you're going to have hundreds of dollars worth of equipment just sitting around wasted. So that's tip number one. Doesn't take a lot of money. The webcam I'm doing this on right now, I think was $100. That's in the description box too. Okay, moving on. Tip number two, and I bring this up second because it's something that I see a lot of creators not do. I feel like a lot of creators are missing out because they don't do this tip. It's very important. Your community is key. A lot of times as a creator, it becomes a very like selfish thing. And we're like, okay, what videos do I need to make to get people to watch? We think about like the views. If I do this, then I'll get more view. But we don't think about the people doing the viewing. Okay. A lot of times we look at our subscriber numbers, but we don't think about our subscribers. Community is key. One of the biggest joys I get from YouTube is interacting with my community. And it's not just the joy and the love, which is very important, but also you get like positive feedback. You get a lot of positive feedback. You get a lot of constructive criticism. And at the end of the day, it is your followers, it is your subscribers who are watching your videos. And if they go away, you're going to have to find new ones, or no one's going to be watching your videos. So from day one, if you start reading your comments, once again, they got the creator app on your phone. Instead of getting on your phone and scrolling through regular social media once or twice a day, hop on your phone, hop on your laptop or whatever, go through your comments. If you start from day one interacting with your audience, I promise you, you will build a community way quicker, and that will speed up your growth. Because the people who subscribe to your channel like come there for you. So the more of you they get, the more they stay around. Especially these days when so many people are creating content, so many people have channels on so many different platforms. One of the ways that you still can stand out is by engaging with your audience. A lot of people might be subscribed to a lot of other creators as well. But if you're the one that talks back, if you're the one that, acknowledges that they exist, people will gravitate towards you and towards your content because it's not one-sided. A lot of content creators are still making one-sided content. They just make videos and that's it. And some of them do quite well with it. I'm not knocking the hustle, but I just know for me, things got a lot better when I really started giving back or engaging or talking. And once again, it's not just like financial or views. It's also the love. It's the joy. I spend a lot of time by myself. So having other human beings, even though it's over the internet to interact with, I still get that energy. And that gives me the motivation to keep going sometimes when it seems like the numbers are down or the views are down or the money is down, whatever. I'm like, despite all that, if one person comments and says, "Hey, Tim, how you doing? I really like this video. It helped me out." Boom, it's a win. Even if only 3 people watch the video, if one person likes it and says something positive about it and you can reach back out to them and say, "Oh, glad you like," that's a win. You feel good. So many creators just miss out on that. Community is key. And it's community that helps get you through the tough times. Let me tell you, it's community that helps you get through the tough times. Moving on, number 3. This is another one I think very important, very important. And it kind of goes counter to what I see a lot of people when they first start out doing. In the beginning, consistency is more important than quality. Kind of ties in with tip number 1, where people want to go out and get all the best equipment, and they want to have like the best video ever. They want to have like cinematic masterpieces. They want it to look like they went to school for film, because they look at, understandably, they look at other content creators who have these great, perfect, amazing videos. And they're like, man, if I'm putting something up on the internet, I need mine to look like that. The problem with that is what I've seen is a lot of people get so burnt out trying to make these perfect videos that once again, they make like 1 or 2 videos over the course of a month and then they give up because it's just so much work. They spend 2 weeks putting together this amazing video and then 5 people watch it and they're discouraged. Why am I doing all this work? Nobody's watching it. And then they just quit. They give up. Whereas if you do the opposite, if you start with, like we said, just your phone or some other basic equipment, basic editing software, whatever, or just sit in your car and film videos like I do a lot of times. Um, and it takes you a day or a few hours to get a video up. And you decide, okay, I'm gonna post once a week for 3 months, see what happens. I'm gonna post twice a week for a month, see what happens. In that scenario, even if you don't get a ton of views, you're not as discouraged because you're not putting in as much effort. You're not putting in as much effort, so you're not getting as burnt out. And here's the thing too, in the beginning, when people find your channel, new people find your channel, they're going to go to your channel page and see what else you got going on. If I watch a video of yours, and we've all done this, you watch a video of somebody, you're like, oh, that was interesting. Let me go see what else they got. If someone goes to your channel page and there's like 2 videos over the course of like 4 months, they're probably not going to subscribe because they don't expect you to post anything else. But if they go and there's like 6 videos, 7 videos, they can see you're posting regularly, people will subscribe, even if they're not the best videos. Because in the beginning, people don't expect you to have perfect videos. People don't expect your videos to be the best edited and the most crisp and have the best. People know you're learning. People know you're starting out. Like, viewers and subscribers aren't dumb. You know, I know me, I like subscribing to people first starting out because I want to see the growth. I want to see the progression over time. I like being like, oh yeah, I was there on her first video, her second video. She's killing the game now. So like people aren't most people. There will be some people who judge you, but the average person is going to understand that you're starting out. Maybe the quality isn't the best. They care more about consistency. They care more about quantity. If someone likes you, they want to see more of you. They don't care if you is perfect. They might even like the imperfect. One of the call signs of my brand is that I don't do super polished videos. I mean, look at this live stream. I'm in a hotel room. There's an ironing board in the back with water on it. My pillow. Because for me, it's more about the message. It is more about the message, and like I'm just not one of those people who does very well with cinematic, you know, perfect videos. That's just not my brand. If you're someone who wants to do that, you can do that, but over time. Not to mention, in the beginning, even if you try your best to make perfect videos, you're not going to know how because you're new. So consistently making videos is how you learn what works and what doesn't work. Making a ton of videos is how you learn, oh, this is the best lighting. This is the editing I like. This is the editing that my subscribers really like. So consistency, quantity over quality, I think in the beginning is very important. I know a lot of the experts don't agree with me on this, but I think it's true. Moving on. We are at tip number 4. This one ties into the one we just did. As you consistently upload content, one of the things you're looking to do is establish like your voice, your style, your flow, and like the type of videos you want to make. A lot of people hop on the internet and they look at other content creators and they try to like copy them, which that's okay, but you just want to make sure you're not copying everything about that creator and that like you're trying to find your unique voice. You're trying to find how you present. You're trying to find that, I like to say flow, because I know some like I'm like if I'm doing like a walk and talk and it's a topic I really like and I'm in a beautiful surrounding, I'm in like ultimate flow. Like I can't wait to finish that video, get a little B-roll, get home, edit it up real quick, send it out there, see what people think, because like I know that's me. Even like when I'm doing live streams like this, super excited. Like this is me. This is what I do. And the sooner you can find that on the internet, the sooner it really starts to feel good. The sooner it's easier to get your message across and your point across. And also the sooner people like realize that's you, and the people who like that will stick around. But if every other week we're copying some other creator or copying some other type of trend or trying some, and of course try out different video formats and things of that nature, but the goal is to kind of find what works for you and kind of be building up that brand. Like people like, oh, this is her, this is him. Even if you're talking about different topics and other things, like presenting it in a way that feels right to you and that like your subscribers and followers like, get like, oh yeah, that's him, that's her. But that takes consistency, and that takes, work, and that takes time and takes effort, but it's totally worth it. I also think that all of us have aspects of content creation that we do better than other people. And if you can stumble across that, for example, like I can sit in front of this camera and talk all day long on a live stream, just who I am. Just, I guess I got that gift of gab. So for me, I'm like, okay, let me double. You'll see, you were seeing, I'm like, let me double down on the live streams because a lot of other people do videos way better than me. I do okay, but a lot of people do videos way better than me. They can't touch your boy on this camera right here, though, on this Logitech webcam. They can't touch your boy on that. We go 6 hours, let's go. So that is something I'm doubling down on. One of my favorite content creators, Bria Jones, says water was working. So if you find something that really works for you, maybe it's shorts, maybe you're really good at shorts. Water what's working, do more shorts. Maybe it's 5-minute videos, maybe it's 8-minute videos, whatever you find really works for you, double down on that, find your voice, find your flow, and just roll with that. And there will be people who follow your channel who don't like that. And they'll come and be like, you need to go back to doing so and so. But like, you got to understand, while you do want to listen to feedback, at the end of the day, you have to be doing things that make you stay passionate and keep you engaged and keep you motivated to keep creating content. And the things that you're really good at and that you like will keep you motivated to do that. Moving on. Number 5. This one has to do with monetization. For a lot of people, back when I started on the internet, I didn't even know, when I started on YouTube, I didn't even know monetization was a thing. So I feel like that was kind of a blessing because I just got on there and started talking about comic books. And there was no thought of making money. Down the line, they reached out and was like, hey, you want to join the partner program? I was like, I got to fill out paperwork. And it was over the internet, and this was some years ago. So I'm like, we weren't as comfortable back then with like filling out paperwork and stuff over the internet. And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. One of the best things I ever did. Totally changed my life. I can say that without being dramatic. So I think it was kind of easier for me because in the beginning there was no concept of making money. I just did it for the love. I just did it, on the strength. I like doing it. Nowadays, a lot of people get into YouTube, other content creation because they want to make money. It's identified and recognized as a legit business. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like if you come in chasing money, it can be detrimental because it might keep you from true focus. Because I see a lot of people all over the place trying to talk about whatever they think can make the most money. If they see a video that got a ton of views, they'll try to copy that video, things of that nature. And it's just like, I think it works better if you come in, have an idea what you want to talk about. So I always say, find something you're passionate about, talk about that. Because you're going to be talking about this topic or things similar to it a lot. And if you're not passionate about it, if you're just doing it trying to chase the bag, you won't stick with it. And in this content creation game, you got to stick with it. It's very much a what have you done for me lately situation. You might get a video and it does well and it just keeps doing well over time. But if you don't reinforce, come back with new content, new stuff, even that video will drop off. Very much what have you done for me lately? And you won't be able to do a lot for your viewers and the algorithm lately if you're bored and you're talking about topic you don't care about. Not to mention you won't know nothing about it. If you come in like, all right, what niches are profitable? All right, I can talk about cryptocurrency. I can talk about finance. I can talk about auto insurance. I can talk about fashion. But if you don't know nothing about any of that stuff or you're not passionate about any of that stuff, people aren't dumb. They're going to know. This dude don't even know what he's talking about. This girl don't even know what she's talking about. And then next week you switch it up. You're talking about something else. Like, yeah, it's better to just find a niche, find some topics that you enjoy talking about, and then just make the content. And as your channel grows and you reach certain thresholds, the money will come. But if you're chasing the money, you're not going to reach those thresholds because nobody's going to follow you because they're going to know you're chasing the money. There's nothing wrong with trying to grow your channel into legit business. Fine. But in the beginning, that should not be the main goal. And this is with any business in life. Anyone will tell you when you're starting out a business, work on like the product, work on the customer service, work on all the other things. And then people will like the product, they will like the service, they'll start spending money, they'll start telling their friends, then you really start making money. But most businesses lose money in the beginning before they actually start making money. It's funny, on the internet, we have it backwards and we want to like immediately start making money. And it's like, no, you got to pay your dues. Every business has to pay their dues. Some people's dues period is shorter than others. A lot of it's luck, some of it's skill, but you don't know how long your dues period is going to be in this YouTube content creation game, but realize that is part of it. And so like don't beat yourself up because you're not making any money. The money will come. If you have good videos, good content, the money will come. And then it gets real fun. Then it gets real fun. YouTube has been going in and changing some of their levels for monetization. Check up on that. I think they'll probably change it again soon. Check up on that. Have that in your head is like some levels and some goals to meet, but that shouldn't be what it's all about. Like you should enjoy making content. If you want to be a content creator, you should enjoy making content. It should be fun. It shouldn't feel like work every day. Every now and then, yeah, it feels like work, but it shouldn't feel like work every day. Cool. Moving on. And this, I really love saying this one. Don't expect this, but keep it in the back of your mind. Don't expect this, but keep it in the back of your mind. It only takes one video to blow up. Okay? Going back to what we were saying earlier about paying your dues. You might be paying your dues for 6 months and you're only getting a couple hundred views, but you're enjoying it. You're getting, you're engaging with your audience, so you're having fun. And then all of a sudden, one of your videos, the algorithm might just pick it up and boom, and that's the video that sets your channel on the track to monetization and then, full-time income a year down the line. It really only takes one video to pop for you to get in that cycle where you want to be. Only takes one. And I say that because that's very encouraging when you go through periods where it seems like your channel is plateauing or nothing's happening. The next video might be the one. It might not, but it might be. The beauty of the internet, the beauty of algorithms is that you just have to do one thing right. And if we're being honest, here's something that a lot of the experts will tell you. If we're being honest, and this is from people I've talked to and kicking around this YouTube thing for a while, most of the time, you're not going to know why that video did well. That one video that out of nowhere catapults you into the algorithm and YouTube starts recommending it like really hot, you're not going to know why. I've had some videos that like I kind of knew it was going to do okay and it did. For example, my quiet quitting video, which is probably like my third highest viewed video, I knew that one was going to do well. A friend of mine gave me the ideal, and as soon as she told me, I was like, "Oh, that's gonna hit." I just kind of knew. But most of other videos I've done that have done well, you think most of my videos, I'm like, oh, well, not most, but a good percentage of my videos, I'm like, this one could pop, and they don't. They do okay, but like every now and then, there'll just be one that you don't. You're looking at your stats. Oh man, I got a lot of views first hour. Check back in the next, man, okay, and then it just goes. And that leads to YouTube recommends that video to a lot of people. A lot of people watch it. The algorithm's like, oh, let me recommend something else. The people who watch this video, let's recommend another video to them. And that just leads to a snowball that can take you from like here to here quickly. Only takes one. Only takes one. And you're probably not going to know which one is going to be, which is another reason why I say consistency. Just keep pounding out the videos. Get a schedule, or if like, hey, whenever I get a chance, I make a video. Keep pounding out the videos. And typically it's not the best quality one. Sometimes it's not even the one that you think you did the best job on. I've got lots of videos that I was like, man, this one ain't gonna do nothing. And it popped. You know what I mean? I'm like 100,000 views. What I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I'm out of focus. There we go. It's just the algorithm. The algorithm. And this leads to tip number 7. I'm glad it was the next one because I was about to bring it up. And I was like, this is going to throw I got my notes over here. I was like, this is going to throw my whole thing off. A lot of people talk so much crap about the algorithm. That is the wrong mindset to have. The algorithm is your best friend. Learn to love the algorithm. Only say positive stuff about the algorithm. You hear me? I almost never say these days. You never even say anything negative about the algorithm, YouTube, nothing, nothing, because I'm manifesting good things from the algorithm. And in the past, the algorithm has done so much for me. People get mad when it's not recommending their stuff, but they forget about all the times it did. That one video you put out that about, I don't know, whatever. You put a video out, didn't think it was going to do that well. The algorithm picked it up, and then now you're on a roll for 3, 4 months. That might be what takes you to monetization. Remember that. Instead, what happens is the algorithm picks a video up. People do well for about 3 months. They think they're like, "Oh, I've made it." It might do very well for the channel, and then it kind of slows down. They get mad at the algorithm. The algorithm hates me. It's not promote. No, it cycles. It cycles. And you have to understand about the algorithm. It'll pick you up, show you a lot of love. Then it goes on to showing somebody else some love, and it's just a matter of trying to figure out how to get some of that love again. You know, but it doesn't hate you. It's not against you. You're not shadow banned. It's just moved on, but it comes back around. Anybody who's been doing this long enough will tell you. There sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. There might be times like now where it seems like a lot of, and this is good for anyone watching this, a lot of smaller channels are being promoted heavier than a lot of the big channels. I've noticed this just looking at the videos that the algorithm's been showing me. It's been a lot of videos on the right-hand side of the screen with 10 views, 19 views, 30 views, which is great. Great for new creators. But I also know that a lot of the bigger creators I follow, people with 250, 300,000 subscribers, their views are way down. I know some people with 300,000 subscribers and their videos are getting 7,000 views. That's not because the algorithm hates them. It's just because the algorithm switched up. So the goal is to always, for me, I think positively about the algorithm. And I do try to do, even though most times I have no clue why the algorithm likes something, I do try to like duplicate some of the stuff maybe that, excuse me, on some of the videos that did well. And maybe, I try to court the algorithm, and hopefully, it'll come, and it always does. That's the thing too. It always comes back around. I may not always know why. Some little tips, I'm like, okay, I think that helped, but I may not always know why, but it always comes back around. But like this whole, oh, the algorithm hates me, blah, 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 all that, nah, that's not, love the algorithm. The algorithm's your best friend. The algorithm can literally take you from doing YouTube part-time to doing it full-time. The algorithm can allow you to quit your job next year. This is not far-fetched. You could start a YouTube channel 2024, and in 2025, you might be able to quit your job or go part-time at your job. There's people who do it all the time. Within a year and a half, they start making enough money. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna go part-time. It's crazy. All right. So love the algorithm. It's your best friend if you're doing content creation. I think I actually skipped a step. Moving on. Next one. What does that say? Oh, here's one. Once again, I totally agree with. I totally agree with. You can't make too much content. And this kind of goes back once again to consistency, things like that. You can't make too much content. There was a time you could, but the internet has changed. Algorithms have changed. You can't make too much content. You cannot make too much content. If you make 5 videos a day and post them, I promise you, it's okay. So hey, do your shorts, do your live streams, do your long form videos, do vertical, do horizontal, do just make content to your heart's content. Once again, I know a lot of people will not agree with me on this one, but I'm telling you, from experts I've watched like Gary Vee and other people, it's called the TikTokification of the internet. So there was a time when algorithms recommended your stuff mainly to people who were subscribed. Then they might throw it to other people. These days, the algorithms are really starting to just throw stuff to anybody and everybody. If the algorithm thinks someone might be interested in it, they're going to throw it to them. So that you also can make videos on a wide variety of topics. Now, there does kind of need to be like an umbrella it all falls under. So if someone goes to your channel page, they can understand, okay, there is some cohesion here. But you don't just have to have one niche and like triple down on it. Not anymore. Not anymore. The algorithms are taking whatever you're putting out and they're sending it to whoever they think might like it. And if that's 5 different videos today, it's going to send that 5 different videos out. And maybe to 5 different groups of people. You know what I mean? It's different. Times have changed. And I see a lot of content creators who are still stuck in the old, I can only make videos about makeup because I'm a makeup person. It's like, no, you can talk about all kinds of stuff. Whatever's going on in your life. You may not want to talk about it every video, but throw that out there. And I found too, because y'all know me, I talk about a wide variety of topics. All of them kind of fall under the live your best life freedom umbrella, but I talk about a lot of different topics. And I find a lot of people are like, hey, I came for this topic, but I stayed for the other stuff because either, hey, I liked your approach, I like your message, or I'm just a curious person. So I know my audience has grown a lot bigger because I've decided to talk about different stuff and in different types of formats than if I just like had one format and like one topic, 1 or 2 topics. There's a whole slew of people who would not have been able to like join the community because they wouldn't have found out about it. But if you're just any interest you have, anything you got going on in your life, you feel comfortable talking about, anything that pops in your head, and you're like, I want to talk about this. You make a video about that, put it out there. The algorithm is going to send it to some people. In the beginning, it may not send it to a lot of people, but you never know. It might be one of those off-topic videos you do that's the one that blows up. Who's a creator? Lynette Atkins is a creator I really watch. I'm always on her commenting on her videos. Lynette Atkins is my guru, but she started out doing like college videos, about going to school and college stuff. And then she pivoted like once and did something different, like something lifestyle, and that's when she really started to blow up. Or I think she might have started talking about like how to post on Instagram. But when she got into like the lifestyle area, that's when she really started to blow up. So sometimes branching out a little bit gets you in front of an audience that really likes your content, as opposed to an audience that, and a lot of times those people will stay for the other stuff too, or they'll go back and watch the other stuff. Oh, I came here for the lifestyle stuff, but what was she saying about college? So like you can't make too much content. Make content to your heart's content. You can't these days, you can't make too much content. You really can't. Just post stuff. Whatever, whenever. Like that's and I mean, as you go along and do it more, you can kind of see what works better, hone in on certain areas. But like if something pops in your head and you want to make a video about it, make a video about it, bro. Worst case scenario, it flops and you just take it down or you make it private. But just try new things, try new topics, different types of videos. Just try everything. It's not going to hurt you. There was a time it would hurt you. Now I don't think it'll hurt you. I think you're more likely for it to help you. Moving right along. Here's one that's very important, and I really want to talk about this because I think this is something that stops a lot of people from continuing on YouTube. I've seen this happen so many times. Negative comments are just part of the game. Negative comments are just part of the game. And if you've got really thin skin and can't take that, it might be the game for you, which is cool. There's other games. But negative comments are part of it. And if you go into it knowing that there are going to be some people, if you go into it knowing that there are going to be some people who are just going to have horrible, horrendous things to say about you, but it means nothing. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean you need to stop creating content. It just means that those people, for some reason, feel the need to hop on the internet and talk trash to total strangers. In fact, getting the negative comments, especially like early, is good because you'll start to learn that trolls, most of them for whatever reason, aren't the most imaginative people. So you'll start to find that like you'll get the same negative comments over and over again. Every now and then someone will surprise you. I'd be lying if I said that like every now and then someone didn't put a comment out there that kind of got to me, even after all these years. I'm like, ooh, haven't heard that one. Ha! But for the most part, it's the same stuff over and over again. People are going to talk about my race, which doesn't bother me at all. People are going to talk about some of my physical features, which typically doesn't bother me at all. Excuse me. Or people are going to talk about stuff that I openly admitted. I don't have kids. I don't date a lot. I don't have a ton of sex. You know what I mean? People will try to come back at you with stuff you've already admitted. That type of stuff, like the sooner it gets out there, the sooner it gets out there, the sooner it doesn't bother you. So, you will get hit with some negative comments. Some of them will affect you, but it really helps to build up that thickness of your skin over time because, like, you learn, all right, one person said something stupid on this video, 10 other people liked it, said something positive. The next 3 videos, no negative comments. And then I had another one. It gets to the point where, like, it's just you just delete it. What I do, I delete the comment and then I block the person. I know some people who don't like to block people. I got a huge block list. I got over like 500 some people blocked, I think. I don't care. I'm not having you come back with this negativity. But, like, I read it. Sometimes I laugh. I delete it. I block the person. If it's really bad, I move on. Every now and then one gets through and I'm like, you know? But even that, I move on from. It might bother me for an hour or so. We're human. It happens. And then I move on. Next video. Block the person. Let's go. But it is a part of the game and it's something you have to anticipate. It always bothers me when I see a creator like, hey, I'm getting off here. I was just getting too much hate. That always bothers me, because I'm like, dang, man, like, person was doing well. These trolls ran them off. But in real life, we all got haters. We all got people who talk trash, in front of us or behind our back, but knowing we're going to find out about it. So, when it's anonymous, like the internet, people are going to say stuff. And here's something I found too, which I thought was interesting. There have been some people, like, I have a scale. Like, sometimes people will say something and I delete the comment, but I don't block them because I'm like, okay, that one wasn't too bad. I have found that some people who started out trolling, or sometimes someone will say something and I say something funny back, you know, like, someone will say, oh, you're ugly. And I'll be like, thank you. Appreciate the support or something like that. I have found that some of those people turned into, like, long-term followers because, like, they were trying to, like, get a response out of me. And then they were kind of bowled over by the fact that it didn't bother me. And they're like, yeah, this guy's kind of cool. So sometimes killing them with kindness, catch more flies with honey, so instead of, like, firing back and saying crazy stuff, either block them or, maybe say something cool. Hey, appreciate the love, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And then, like, they'll say something crazy next video, then I block them. But if some people I found that, like, I'm like, oh man, that person started out as a troll and I won them over. They're still here. Hey, it's different 32. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad said, Tim, would you start a Rumble profile? I don't have one. I got nothing against Rumble. My big thing with a lot of other platforms is they just don't have the amount of viewers that YouTube has. So is it cool to be on another platform, upload your stuff there? Yeah, sure. I just haven't done it because I spent a lot of time working on YouTube, and I just don't know if for the viewership I would get over there, if it's worth my time currently. So that's why I don't have Rumble. But I think it's, nothing wrong with going over there too, exploring all your options. What does this say? I can't even read my writing. I literally can't read my writing on this last tip. Oh, I know what it says. Next tip. Kind of touched on this before, but don't watch the numbers. Especially after you've been going a while and you're getting some traction. If you see the numbers start to dip, don't get caught up in that. And this is easier said than done. To this day, I still get caught up in the numbers sometimes. Especially once a decent part of your income that you use to eat and pay the bills, it comes from content creation or from YouTube. Of course, you realize when the numbers go down, the money goes down. And so and it takes, the money isn't immediate. It's like you get paid next month for the stuff that happens this month. So that gives you a whole lot of weeks to worry about it. But if you play that game, you will drive yourself crazy and you will get burned out on creating content. Even before you're monetized, it sucks when, like, oh, you start, I'm averaging like 1,000 views per video. Yeah. And then 3 of your videos get like 500 views. You're like, pfft. But if you play that game and you really get caught up on the numbers, it will drive you crazy. It will drive you crazy. I'm telling you, like I said, I still fight with it now, but I use gratitude a lot, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm grateful that anybody watches the videos." My average might be down. You can go in your analytics and it'll tell you how well your latest video did out of the last 10 videos. It might be a 1 out of 10, which is bad. It might be, or the 10 out of 10, whichever way it goes. I don't look at that metric a lot. A lot of content creators do. But if you let that get to you, you'll be stressed all the time because it just happens. It's all ebb and flow. So the goal is to just keep putting out good content. Don't worry about the numbers. The numbers will come back. If you're putting out a good product, the numbers will come back. It may take a little time, but just know there's ebbs and flows, and the lows make the highs even better. That's what I think about. When my channel's down and the numbers aren't where they used to be, I just focus on, oh, it's going to be really cool when it comes back. All right, what's going to be the video or what's going to be the live stream that brings it back? Because it ain't there now. Daisy, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate the love. The International Super Chat Squad, thank you, Daisy. But yeah, if you just watch the numbers, literally, like I know content creators who are like, yeah, I had to go to a therapist because my views are down. Like you think I'm joking? It will drive you crazy. You'll be thinking about it all day long. Man, how do I get them back? How do I get them back? You just gotta let go. Just keep posting. Consistency. Just keep posting. You'll get them back. But that's something that I like to let people know who are thinking about seriously getting involved in this game. Is yeah, it's ups and downs, bro. Like you look at content creators, especially some of the bigger ones, and a lot of times we just see the YouTube lifestyle and the glitz and glamour and the sponsor deals and the trips and all that type of stuff. Um, but we don't see the behind the scenes because even the people living that lifestyle, they have times when it dips, their views go down. And a lot of them really struggle because now they're living this high paid lifestyle and all of a sudden their income gets cut in half. And when the views go down, the sponsorships go down too. All that stuff is tied to it. So yeah, sometimes they struggle. If you just using YouTube to supplement your income, you might be, well, I don't have not making as much next month. But when like it's your full time, like there's very few jobs where your income can be cut in half in a manner of like 2 months. I've been there. Where it's just like, oh man, I'm doing well. Bop, bop, bop. 2 months later, I'm making half of what I made 2 months before. But you gotta, which is good to like be, good with your money. That's important. But also, realize that's possible. But also, it's possible that 2 months from now, your income could double. So that's what I always try to think on. Hey, I might not have had my best month this month, but 2 months from now, I could have my best month. 6 months from now, I could have my best month ever. I just got to keep putting in the work. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, making these videos. And you just can't let it. And if you wonder why I'm harping on this, is because somebody's going to remember this, and like a year from now, they'll be like, "This is what Tim was talking." They go like, "This is what Tim was talking about." Oh, this is different. Like I said, there's very few other, unless you're in like sales or something. And this is why salesmen. You ever been to like the car dealership? All the salesmen are like have habits. They on drugs. They're drunks. All the salesmen, you know what I mean? Because it's so stressful when you don't know how much money you're going to make. The internet can be the same way. You have to try not to watch numbers, focus on the future, focus on it getting better. All right, my final tip. And then am I on focus? Then we can take some questions, whatever, have a little discussion. My final tip, and this is one I'm still learning to work on, collaboration is huge. I'm a hardcore introvert. It is hard for me, even on the internet, to like openly collaborate with other creators and take that time to talk with them and figure out what we're going to do. But one of the tips I've learned, collaboration is amazing because it allows you to put yourself in front of other people's audiences. And that's one of the few times you can really, without an algorithm, reach new people. You're kind of taking control of like who sees you. And so it doesn't always have to be someone with the same number of subscribers as you, even like the same niche as you. If someone reaches out, and like I said, I'm working on this. Someone reaches out, hey, I want to have you on my podcast. I'd like to do a video with you. Can we collab on something? Seriously consider it, because the times I've done it, there's almost always been something positive came from it. Almost always been something positive that came from it, or I just felt really good doing it. Especially with someone who didn't have as big an audience as me, it felt great to give back, kind of. But usually something good came from it. I got new subscribers, or I met a new friend, or somebody came over from that channel and then they dropped a huge super chat or something. I saw your interview on so and so's channel, loved it. Boom, boom, boom. Like, collabing is huge. Collabing is huge, and it doesn't cost anything to reach out to somebody and ask them to be on your platform. Hey, I've done that a couple times and it was amazing. Reached out to some people. Hey, would you mind, coming on? I need to do more of these actually. Hey, I'm doing some interviews. Would you mind coming on? We'll do a little live stream, talk back and forth. It's always tons of fun. You learn a lot. Some of their audience comes over to my channel. It's amazing. So collabs is a big one. And I think it's a way that smaller creators can, like I said, take control of being put in front of more people simply by, hopping on Instagram or somewhere else and just, hey, I got this YouTube channel. You talk about something similar. I like what you do. Can we link up? We can do it on my channel. You can post it on your channel, whatever. And also too, when it comes to collabing, there's so many different ways to do it. I've got some collaboration ideals that I've yet to be able to find someone to wanted to do it, but I'm still working on them. But I think it'll be really new and innovative, and help to build both of our brands. But yeah, I think collabing is huge. So think about that. I know a lot of us like the internet because we don't like dealing with people, but if once a month, once every few months, you can muster up the extroversion to hop on somebody else's show, I think it's great. Cool. Anyway, so those were I think we got 10 tips. Those are my 10 tips. I think we got through them. If anybody got any questions, anything you want to ask, now would be the time. We'll go for a little longer. Depending on how it goes, we can go for whatever. I got nothing to do, but I don't want to make this one too long, just because anybody who's watching the replay, I don't want them to be like a 3-hour live stream, but we'll talk. If y'all want to talk, we'll talk. See if there's any questions in here I missed. Like I said, I was going to make this one a video, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to live stream it. Wilkins says that if you do something that's interesting to you, but if it hasn't provided results, it might be time to rethink. Yes, if you can find something, this is just my opinion. If you can find something else you're passionate about, because if you pivot to something you're not interested in, you're not going to do it long term, probably. Maybe some people can, but I would say if you're going to pivot to something else you're passionate about. This passion might not have been it. Try another one. But a lot of people just try to find something that they think makes a lot of money or gets a lot of views. But if you're not excited about it, people will notice. People will know, like, okay, yeah, this person's talking about tax liens or wholesaling real estate, but they don't really like it. And that kind of turns people off. Like, people like you to be excited about something, That's how I get excited. If you're excited. If you're just like, I'm like, that's dumb. I'm not doing it. Thomas started a channel about biking bids, but your bike needs repairs and upgrades. It's going to be a long time to get the money to get it fixed. I'm juggling paying off debt, so my channel stopped. Hey, Thomas, I would say make some content around that. Hey, I haven't done any bike videos in a while, but let me show y'all what happened to my bike. It needs certain repairs. This is my progress on trying to get even if you don't do that consistently, if every now and then you check in and do an update on the bike repairs and things of that nature, I think that kind of keeps the channel going. And that's something that everybody who bikes, I would imagine, has gone through. So I think bikers would be interested in that. Oh, I'm not the only one. Oh, what's wrong with your bike? That's the thing about content creation. Almost anything becomes content. Like, if you're doing something about bikes, anything that happens with your bike is content, even when your bike breaks down. That'll be a great video. My bike broke down. I can't afford to fix it right now. Everybody's clicking on that because it's happened to them. Ooh, what broke down? What happened? So like that's one thing I always say about content creation. When good things happen, it's a great video. When bad things happen, it's a great video. So if you're like, hey, I want to kind of keep my channel going even while my bike is down, there's some content in there, just describing what you're going through. Like we don't always have to show something. We don't always have to explain something. Sometimes we can just talk about what's happening. You know. Oh, see, that's what comedy Lizzie said. Nice, nice. See, yeah. A couple of the Lynette Atkins fans. Yeah, I like Lynette Atkins. That's my guru. I'm gonna meet her one day and probably fangirl out and get tongue tied. Um, Ricky said blocking people is not free speech. I totally agree. I totally agree. It's not free speech, but it's my channel. So if you say something, this is real quick sidebar. Um, we have to get over this ideal of like we don't really understand what free speech means. Free speech does not mean you have the right to say whatever you want and get away with it. Free speech means you have the right to say whatever you want. Okay? So if you roll up on me and I'm with my mom and you call her a name, you getting punched in the face. Okay? Free speech means you have the right to say what you want. You don't have the right to cuss my mama out without some implications. Okay? If you go to your job and cuss your boss out, you're getting fired. You can't be like free speech. No, you fired. That violates the company policy. So on my channel, if you come at me crazy, you're violating my channel policy. You have the right to say it, you know, but I have the right to block you. So I see a lot of people like, oh no, free speech. I can say what you can say whatever you want, but there are consequences and repercussions, especially around here. Okay, I just get that a lot. Static. I mainly use my phone these days. I haven't even used this probably in where is it? Oh, here it is. Hold on. It's been so long. I don't even know what's that. And I'm a minimalist, so I know where everything I own is pretty much. But I have a camera. I don't even know if the battery's charged. Okay, it's okay. Cool. I never use it anymore. I mainly use my phone or this webcam I'm filming on right now. It's the quality is about the same. Especially if I put it in 4K. Like it's not worth going through all the things you got to go through with it for me to use the camera when I can just pull my phone out. And it helps too if I'm just out somewhere and I get an idea or I want to film some B-roll or whatever. I don't have to have my camera with me and all my, equipment. No, I just pull my phone out. So I usually, if I'm going somewhere, I usually take, where is it at? I usually have like my selfie stick with me no matter where I go. And so then I can just put my phone on that and it's way easier than the camera and the memory card and all that other stuff. So, hey, Urban Lady coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. I appreciate that love. Thank you. So thank you so much, Sensei Ward. You're welcome and thank you. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that, Urban Lady. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Daisy came through again. I didn't see that. I'm sorry, Daisy. Said I love you. I also love adding tips to help. Hey, thanks. Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Love you too. That is love. Thank you. Comedy Double Lizzie. Shorts are a good way to being consistent with shorts. I think I was watching Bria Jones and she said that's how she blew up, is she did 3 shorts a day for like 6 months. And then finally the algorithm picked it up and she exploded. So like I said, there's lots of tactics. You just have to get in there and try some. And what works for one person might not work for another person. But I do think that the algorithm does like shorts. And you'll have shorts show up. Like the short shelf, they like to keep it stocked. So I was a friend of mine I follow. She ain't posted a video in forever, but her shorts keep coming up on my page. Every time I'm like, they showing another one short. So like you can use different forms of content to reach like different people at different times. Yeah. Maskey, the yes about the earnings. The problem with that is there isn't a set amount of earnings with set amount of followers. So when it comes to like AdSense revenue, which is creators get a portion of the ads that uh, advertisers pay. So the ads you see during videos, before videos, excuse me, creators get a portion of that. However, it's not based on number of subscribers. A lot of it's based on views. So you could have 100 subscribers, but have a video that gets 100,000 views. You're going to make more money than someone with 50,000 subscribers who has a video that gets 2,000 views. You know what I mean? So it's not really based on subscribers. Also, um, different ads cost more. So different ads pay more because the advertisers pay more. If there's an ad about a financial service, it's going to cost that advertiser more than if there's an ad about water because not as many people are advertising water. Not to mention, if I buy a bottle of water, it's like $3. If I buy financial services from somebody, it might be thousands of dollars. So the advertisers that like banks and other places, they pay more for their ads. That's just the way it is on the internet in general. So if somebody we're just numbers here. If I get 70% of an ad that costs $100, I'm just putting numbers to put it in perspective. These aren't real numbers at all. But like if an ad costs $100 and I get 70%, that's $70. Where if an ad costs $10, I get $7. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, those are not real numbers at all. But that's how it works. So that's the same way. Like someone could have 10,000 subscribers, but be in the financial space and make way more than someone with 100,000 subscribers who's in the flower space, even if they get the same views or that person gets less views. So that's why like it's impossible to talk about different levels of subscribers and the money you make because it's not based on that at all. I mean, I had months last year where I made way more money than I made last month, and I have more subscribers. I have tens of thousands of more subscribers, and I made way more last year than I did last month. You know what I mean? So like it has nothing to do really with that. Now, in general, as a general rule, the more subscribers you get, the more money you'll probably make. But even that can be month to month. So that's why you'll see a lot of it's you don't really want to put your business out there a lot of times. But B, the reason a lot of creators don't mention what they make is because it changes. Like, you know, so creative journey. Live streaming is better in some areas and pre-recorded is better in some areas. So live streaming, like you get the interaction. You're more likely to get like super chats. You can kind of go longer. Pre-recorded is better, I think, for overall views. If you do it right, a pre-recorded video is probably gonna if you make a live stream about a topic or a pre-recorded video, especially a live stream as long as I do, the pre-recorded video will probably get more views just because there's more people who will watch like an 8-minute video than will watch a 2-hour live stream. Every now and then you can get a live stream that'll really go, but with that though, the live stream allows you to put more ad breaks in there. It makes your watch time go up if you do an hour live stream and somebody watches the whole thing, as opposed to if you do an 8-minute video and someone watches the whole thing. So it kind of I'm a big believer in doing both. I kind of double down more on the streams because I like doing them and I like the interaction. But I would say do videos, try the live stream. And I mean, there's a ton of creators who still don't live stream, which is crazy to me. But try live streaming. And if you like it and can do it, I say definitely go for it while still doing shorts and long videos, things like that. Hey, Daisy coming through as well. Thank you again. Excuse me. Thank you. Super Chat Squad, Daisy said, Tim, feel like no one really cares about me, my words, and trying to see all this stuff and just live past days. I feel pretty lonely. Hope you care at least. Daisy, I definitely care. I definitely care. I'm so sorry to hear you feel that way. I actually included you in my prayers last night. I'm gonna do it again today because I could tell yesterday you were struggling a little bit, and I was like, "Hey, please help Daisy get through this. You're gonna do it. You're gonna get through it." I definitely care. I know other people in the community care, um, and I appreciate the love, even though you're down, still showing love. I appreciate that. But keep going, Daisy. People care. We care about you. We love you. We got you. Yeah, music soothes. That I don't know why they switched it up that way. They have the live tab and the video tab. Yeah, because people will come to your channel and be like, "Where's your uploads?" But you got to click on the, especially someone who does a lot of live streams like me. Yeah, I don't know why they separated them. Hidden movie messages. Yeah, I make money using AdSense. Yeah, I mean once you hit a certain threshold, they'll reach out and be like, "Do you want to join the partner program?" Or you can apply for it. And then it's very simple to join, and YouTube takes care of the rest. Oh, Cuba, that was where'd I put my camera? Did I put it back already? It's a Canon G7X Mark II. I think the Mark III is out now. This is kind of old, but I like it because it has the flip screen. So when I'm filming, I can kind of do like this and see myself. So it's actually a really good camera. Like I said, there's a newer model now, but I think it was like, and that's what's like. This was like a $600 camera. It's better to use your phone in the beginning, especially in the beginning, unless you're really going to do like, you're going to get really serious. Now, when you start making enough money that like you can invest in a $600-700 camera, cool. But like these days is not necessary. I feel like when I bought the first one of those, I think this is my second one of these. I think when I bought the first one, cameras on your phone weren't as good. Um, and then but yeah, like I never used this camera. I bought a camera last year, early 2022, and I sold it to a friend of mine, and I was like, you know what? I think that's gonna be the last camera I buy for a while. Like, I don't use them. Like I'd forgotten I bought that camera, and I was like, man, I gotta do. I was just set in my room. I used it one time. And it was heavy, and it just kind of set in my room. I was like, why did I buy this? I was like, I just use my phone. Hey, Lewis, started. I'm telling you, I think if you have the ideal that you might want to start a channel, try it. What's the worst that could happen? You make a few videos, you stop. For the cost of entry, which is really just some of your time, it is probably like the best. The potential that could come from you spending 10 hours making a few videos is, I mean, like the reward that you can get from that low a cost of entry. Like there's no other business like content creation. Any other business, a lot of them, you have to put up some type of money, something. But like, yeah, maybe gig work you don't. But like YouTube, you literally can just take an hour and make a video, put it up, see what happens. A week later, you do another one. You just kind of keep doing that, and then one day it might pop off. That's why I say if you think you might want to do it, try it. Worst case scenario, you're like, nah, I don't want to do it. Nobody watched. Cool. Celine said, "Do you have any tips, advice for starting live streams? Love everything you covered here." Um, with live streaming, I say definitely try it. In the beginning, I would say have a topic, something you really, really, really like to talk about, and then try it and see if you like. Like I didn't think I would like live streaming. I instantly liked it. First one, I was hooked. Um, and they've made it so easy to live stream now. Like the webcam, and you're in there, even from your phone, super easy. But I say just try it, And I think you'll find out rather quickly if you have that whatever it is to keep going. Because in the beginning, the hardest part is no one's asking you questions. So, when in the beginning with a smaller audience, not as many questions. And so the skill is how do you keep it going for the people who are coming through when you're not getting feedback and questions and comments from the people in the chat. That's kind of what keeps a lot of people from doing it. But if you can work through that, and my technique is say I know I'm going to live stream tomorrow afternoon, and I kind of maybe know what I'm going to talk about, all through the day, I'll be kind of thinking of different stuff. And also, even stuff off topic. If I go to the store and I have a crazy experience, I remember that. Like all through, basically, I'm logging talking points all through the day. That way, tomorrow afternoon when I start streaming, I kind of already have some stuff to talk about. And even like some stuff that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, I can bring those up. Oh, let me tell you this story happened to me at the store. And then I can just go into a story until somebody else asks me a question. So that's kind of my technique is I'm always thinking of stuff that I can put in a live. Now I just do it unconsciously. I'm always thinking of stuff to put in a live stream because there'll be dry moments. You gotta riff, and they don't have to be long. You get on there, talk 20 minutes. All right, I'm gonna go. Or if you really feeling it, go an hour. But yeah, I would say just try it and kind of have some stuff to talk about, and you just got to keep going. That's the skill with live streams is you just keep going. No matter what, you just keep going. Because I've seen people they'll like stop and wait. I'm like nobody's tuning into that. Like you just got to keep talking, keep going. But they can be really fun. It's like I love them. Hey, Plan 79, appreciate the positive vibe. Just into the Daisy. Yeah, I need to start cross posting on TikTok. Their creator payout isn't very good. So for me, it won't be a money play on that end. It'll be more when I start actively seeking sponsorships. I'd like to have a bigger presence on TikTok. So that's for me. That's how TikTok will be worth it because their creator payout isn't that good. Corey, comment. Yeah, start that channel up again. Let's go. Let's go. Maskey, I have a Patreon, but I never put anything on there. And for me, I don't like I have membership set up on here. I never turned it on. And I still said I might one day, but I don't like with Patreon that I'd have to make more content and put it on there. And honestly, if people are paying like I just don't like the ideal of especially my type of channel where I feel like most of the stuff I talk about is to like help people. Um, I don't like being like, oh, I got this really good idea, or this really good motivational tip, but since you didn't pay, you can't see it. Like that just feels weird to me. Like if I was doing a different type of content, maybe, but like A, it's just more work for me, and B, it's like I don't like charging people. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't feel right to me. So I have a Patreon, but I'd never promote it because I did back in the day, and I put like 2 videos on there. So I just stopped promoting it because like there's a lot of ways to make money with content creation, but I don't think you have to use them all. And I know a lot of creators who, and I ain't knocking the hustle, get your coins, boo. But like I know a lot of creators who try to do them all, but they end up phoning in a lot of them. And I'm like, I would rather focus on really trying on one as opposed to like just really just trying to get money out of my subscribers on 5 different, you know what I mean? Um, now I've been like I got my membership set up and I might turn that on one day, but there would be nothing extra. It's just like a lot of the live streams or videos that I private or unlist. I would just, instead of putting them to unlisted, I would put them to members only. So and it would be like $2 a month, but it would be like if you are a member, you have access to all the videos. But most of the videos, everybody, it would only be videos I was privating anyway that members would have access to that other people didn't. And if I ever made my memberships public on here, I would totally say I don't care if you sign up or not. I'm just doing it because I think YouTube likes when creators do that. And maybe there's some people who want to, yeah, it would not, I wouldn't really care. I'd be totally honest. There's going to be nothing different. You just have access to the entire catalog. I literally have hundreds of videos that are unlisted and private right now. And sometimes people will be like, oh, that one video I really liked, where'd it go? And I'm like, well, I unlisted it. So, but yeah, Patreon, yeah, didn't feel right. Believe I use my iPhone for my video. Right now, I'm using a webcam. It's like $100 webcam. But for my videos, I use my iPhone. Yeah. Sometimes I use my Android. I used to use my Android a lot, but actually, I need a new Android. The camera's not that good. But you're gonna do a YouTube channel? Nice. Yeah, Daniel, that's something I've really been thinking about. Like, okay, I gotta about going live on TikTok. I want to figure that out too. Like, how many subscribers? I got to figure TikTok out. I've been putting it off, but I said 2024. I'm gonna really deep dive into this content creation. So I got to figure out TikTok. Yeah, rice and beans. YouTube has the best payout for creators across the board. Instagram can't compare. TikTok can't compare. People who blow up on those platforms, they make their money on sponsorships. YouTube is the only platform that like actually pays its creators a decent amount. Like anyone will tell you that. Like so that's why it's my favorite. Yeah, well, AI generated content is going to change the game. It's coming. Um, and as creators, we're going to have to learn to live in that world. That's why I think it's very important to, as our second tip, build a community and like be authentic and real because it'll be way too easy for people to throw up video 1,000 people will be able, with AI, people will be able to throw up 100 videos a day, So I think that we'll get to a point where like there's just so much content. We're only going to tap into the people we know. Like someone will be like, I know this is Tim. I've been following him for years. I know this is Lynette Atkins. I've been following her for years. I think that's how you will continue to like make it as a content creator. But if the authenticity is not there, the realness isn't there, if you're not engaging with the community and making people want to find you in the sea of all this other content, I think it's going to get rough. I think it's going to get rough. Oh, HRH, you were subscribed to the membership for private videos and live stream? Oh, thanks for the feedback. Like I said, I got it set to go. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. Um, and honestly, it took me a while to figure out that was the only way I'd be comfortable doing it. Because I was like, yeah, it'd be super cheap and it would just give you the full catalog. And it is what it is. Because y'all know me, I'm not really big on selling stuff or charging people. One of the things I love about YouTube is, yeah, I don't have to sell nothing. I just have to make the content. I just don't like. I think I could be a good salesman, but I don't really want to be. Not on a video, a channel like this. You know, if on my travel channel, I was pushing some stuff, cool, because that's different. But on a channel like this, I feel like it takes away some of your credibility when you're selling stuff. Even when I decided to go sponsorships, I know some people aren't gonna like that. That is gonna take away some of my credibility. Very little, I hope. But and I'm gonna be real, whatever I do. But like I know there will be some people who be like, Tim done sold out. But I'm very particular about the sponsorships I do for that reason. What up, Praveen? Oh, your 15-minute break? Okay, okay. Hey, believe, I appreciate that. I try to be positive. I try to stay positive, you know. Is YouTube hard? Some days it is. Yes, it is. Especially when you decide to go full time, or it totally shifts then. Because once again, we're used to, unless we're in commission based sales or something, you're used to like, all right, I go to work, I make X amount of dollars, get off work, work's over. With YouTube, like it's never over. Like, you make a video, you're immediately thinking about the next one. You finish a live stream, you're immediately thinking about the next one. And you could do 10 videos this month, and this month they do great. And you could do 10 videos next month and 8 of them bomb. And you got to keep, despite the bombing and the lowering of views and revenue, you got to keep making 10 more next month. You know what I mean? Or however many you make a month. So those times it's hard. When it's going good, it's great. When you're putting out content and the views are up and people are loving them and the money's always amazing. It's amazing. Even then, still, it's like, okay, how do I? Even if you have a great video, it's like, how do I follow this up? Oh, I'm doing good on this one. What's the next one? So that constant trying to figure out what's next, that can drive you crazy too. And that's where a lot of creators burn out. That's why you'll see me sometimes go take a job for a couple months and not do a lot of content, like I did in like over the summer and recently, just because I need that break from constantly having to figure out what I'm going to do. Just like, all right, I'm working. I don't really need to do that. If I want to stream or something cool, but like I don't feel that same pressure. And a month or two of that kind of allows me to recharge to where I can come back and really want to do it. But yeah, it can be it has its stuff. I still think it's the best job going, but it definitely has its it has its moments. It can be hard. It can be hard. Yes. The lights. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. Let me give you a like on that. Said your videos will help me break out of the matrix and live my life the way that makes me happy. Yes, you are truly a blessing. Thank you. You're welcome. So glad to hear that. So glad to hear that. And thank you for the abundance, the love. Thank you so much. Glad to hear that. This is what we're here to do. This is what we do. This is what we do. Trying. Blessed. I feel blessed. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I line. We talked about that. One of the tips was don't watch the numbers, but you get it. Stop uploading because the used to check it. It's too stressful checking the count. I'm telling you, that'll get you. Yeah, that'll get you. It'll get you up here, especially when the count doesn't grow. You have a good video. You're like, oh, I'm at 4,000 subscribers. Oh, I'm at 4,100, and then for the next 2 weeks is nothing. You're like, yeah, it'll get to you. What advice would I give myself if I could go back to when I first started taking YouTube seriously? Um, I didn't know back then about the. I thought it went like this. I didn't know that it can go. You know what I mean? So I would have warned myself that it's a roller coaster. That over time is going like this, hopefully, but you're going to have ups and downs as it goes like that. And back then, I just kind of thought it was. I just look at other content creators and they just, I'm like, oh, the more my subs go up, it just gets better, better. And I didn't realize that, like, your subs might keep going up, but other stuff might go down, then back up, then back down. So, like, I know that now. It would have been nice to know that back then. Because that first time you take that hit, you don't know what's happening. But yeah, if I'd known that back then, that like, yeah, it ebbs and flows, tide goes in, tide goes out. As with everything in life. Some days you're up, some days you're down. You just have to endure the down, enjoy the ups. Correct. I don't think on this channel I would do a stream dedicated to women's basketball, just because that doesn't really fit under the umbrella of like live your best life, live free. But I was really talking to a friend of mine a couple days ago about starting a women's basketball channel or a women's sports channel. So as maybe like a side project. I just don't think I would do it on here though, because it doesn't really fit. Music, yes, I have a video with 1.8 million views. So yeah, that's my biggest video. So yeah, man. Not Dylan. That's why you see a lot of creators live in other countries. It doesn't. You're an independent contractor, so it doesn't matter where you're at. Like they just send you the money, direct deposit to your bank. So like it doesn't. They don't care where you're at in the world. Like you got to handle taxes and all that stuff. So um, I don't think the videos I had that did great on YouTube helped me get followers on other platforms now because there's no cross. I mean, maybe a little. I mean, maybe a little bit if someone went to the but I don't post a lot on other platforms. So, I mean, sometimes I'll see my Instagram go up, but not enough to really mention it. But I do think it helps a little sometimes. Any video editing tips, Journey? I don't know if like video editing is not really something I think you can. I can't really give like tactics, like explain it. You have to kind of show. I would say that like don't get caught up in the editing. I see a lot of people over edit and they get burnt out because they're spending 5 hours editing a 15-minute video or a 12-minute video. So I don't think, especially in the beginning, you got to get crazy with the editing unless you just love it and you have the time. But that's another area where I see a lot of people over edit. It's like, no, just clip out the messed up parts, throw it together, throw a little B-roll in there, throw a little music if you want to. Let's go. And editing is one of those things. Um, you pick it up as you go. So I think a lot of people too want to be great editors in the beginning. It's like, nah, you'll just learn that as you go. Try something new every time. Like, but I wouldn't over edit. Just kind of, you know, and you can find your own editing style. You don't have to do the same editing everybody else does. Just play around with it, have fun with it. Hey, Johan, your channel's at 49,500. Yes, let's go. Nice, congratulations, man. Hope to hit 50K by the end of the month. Oh, let's go. Let's go. 50K by 2024. Let's go. That is awesome, Johan. That's awesome. Keep pushing, brother. Let's go. Let's go. Glad to hear that. Oh, yeah, Dylan, since you're an independent contractor, you're going to get taxes do get more complicated because you got to figure out how to do all that. But it's not too bad. I actually enjoy doing my taxes. So, I mean, when I first started making decent money on YouTube, it was a learning curve for the taxes. Not to mention I wasn't used to paying that kind of money to the government. But now that I know what to do, how to do my taxes, you know, um, what I'm probably going to pay, it's not as bad. But that first time you make a decent amount, yeah, that was, yeah. But it's really not that hard. It is more complicated than just a couple W-2s, but it's not that hard. I just take like the afternoon. I'll set a day and I'm like, all right, today, this afternoon, I'm doing my taxes. And usually, 4 or 5 hours, I can get it. And that involves other stuff I got going on too. But like usually, yeah, about 4 hours, I can sit down and have it all done and ready to go. Sometimes I'll wait a day, go back, just read through, look through it, but a couple days I usually have it done. So it's not that bad. Nicole prefers not to edit at all. I agree. That's a move. Dude, the sitting in your car, turn the camera on, talk, turn the camera off. People love that. That's a hack right there. I don't know what it is, but if you just sit in your car and make a video there's something because I've tried to analyze it. There's something about I think the rawness, like you just know if somebody has a good title about a good topic and they're sitting in their car filming it, it's like real. Like this is them off the dome. I'm just in my car right after work. I got to talk about this. I think that's why that type of video does well. I think you could do that same video in your house, nobody would watch. But people just seeing you in your car, like, I got to talk about inflation. People like, like it's just something. And you don't even got to edit that video. Or you can edit out you turning the camera on, turning the camera off. Takes 2 seconds. Boom, upload it. Raw. I think people forget about like As humans, we're used to interacting raw. So we don't always want a polished. I'm the type of person like say I'm watching someone do a walk and talk. If they edit that walk and talk a lot, I stop watching. I want to see the smooth. If you put B-roll in, cool. But if you're clipping out mistake, nah, that's not. I want natural. That's just me. But like, I want natural. I want to see you walking. I want to see what happens if you mess up. Cool. You know what I mean? Like, I think people forget that we like raw. Sometimes we like polished and whatever, but some stuff we just want to see it the way it is. So yeah, editing isn't always better. Oh, Jim, I'm thoroughly aware that my content is not what a lot of people want to hear. Thoroughly, thoroughly. But like you said, the people who appreciate it. And so that's the beauty of community is we got our little thing here and we do what we do. You know what I mean? But there's so many things I could talk about that I would have way more subscribers. But like, I don't want to talk about those. Exactly, Johan. That's what I have to remind myself. Like, if the views are down, that's still good. The fact that anybody watches anything I post is amazing. So I try to live in gratitude. And so yeah, the times when I find myself like, oh man, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, bro, people are still watching. People are still watching. People are still commenting. That might have been the video that moved one person to like get sober. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like I try to look at it that way. And I think it's helpful when you have a channel that has a positive message because anybody who watches, you hope they get something positive out of it. So even if only 100 people watch, that's 100 people you might have impacted positively. You know? Yeah, that's 33. That's what I love about the lives is we like that. Like I watch a lot of TS Madison's live streams. I just like until she gets too into some topics. But I just like this live and it's happening at the same time. There's something to that I like better than just watching a video. And I think that's why I live stream a lot too, is because I just kind of like that. We're in the same moment. It's not me filming it at 10 o'clock this morning, posting it at 3. We're not in the same moment. Right here, we're in the same moment. There's some energy there that I like. Ooh, 33 coming through with love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. Said your message is on point. Keep it up. Thank you. You are welcome. And thank you for the love, the support, the positive feedback. We definitely gonna keep going. Like I said, I'm gonna be streaming more. I still got some topics I want to do in video, but a lot of the streams will be topics that it may not be everybody's interested in. Like this stream. If you're not trying to start a YouTube channel, you might not watch, or you might be really bored and watch it. But I want to start talking about topics that like I might not have touched on before, or like if I do talk about it in a live stream, people can ask questions. Sometimes people don't want to ask the questions in the comments because I might not get to them. They might not see. Here's different. Someone asks a question, but we can get right to it. So I'm gonna start doing more streams with more fringe topics that may not be for everybody, but I think the people is for will enjoy them. So thank you, B Julia 33. Alexander, I'm doing amazing today. Um, got up early, got some things done. Got to go to Dunkin' Donuts today. I got to say this, folks. I've been up in the mountains, up in Estes Park. There's not a lot of traffic up there. People are nice. It's kind of a slower pace. Back down here in the city, I'm gonna be honest. This is off topic. I'm gonna be honest, folks. I lost my cool today. I'm not happy about it. I'm not proud about it. Let me explain the situation. Let me explain. By the way, this is one of those stories I logged to tell later. Um, I'll probably tell this one again. So basically, when I went to turn into the Dunkin' Donuts, there was a car in the way, so I had to make a U-turn. And I kind of was already mad that the car got in my way because I was making a left turn, The car turned right, so I couldn't get over to get in the Dunkin' Donuts. Had to go make a U-turn, right? As I'm about to make the U-turn, we have a green arrow. A cop is coming. So like we have to stop. We can't go. And the car behind me honks. But I'm like, bro, there's a cop. Like, calm down. So we missed the light. Have to sit through the whole cycle. As soon as we get the green arrow again and I start to go, the car behind me lays on the horn again. And I lost it. I lost it. I started, yeah. I'm like, if you don't stop honking, like as I'm U-turning, I'm looking. Like I know this is totally out of my character. As I'm U-turning, I'm looking. I'm like, you gonna stop laying on that horn. So I U-turn and I get in the middle lane. And then the car comes up beside me and tries to pass me. And I just like gun it. And I'm like driving beside him, staring. And he won't look over at me. I'm like, and then finally he just pulls off. And like 2 seconds later, I'm like, Tim, what are you doing? Like, this is totally out of my character. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, every time you start driving in the city, you get crazy. You get nuts. So I may have to do something about that. But yeah, that happened this morning. I don't know what I was going through this morning. I thought I slept good, but I was just like aggravated. I'm like, I'm done with this driving in the city. Like, I don't. So many people honking horn. I'm like, bro, I can't. I don't know, bro. Something. I can't do it. Anyway, Robert Blast, thank you, Super Chat Squad. That is love. Thank you so much. Says, hope to see you stream from more beautiful places 2024. Oh yeah, we got some. It ain't just gonna be hotel rooms. I mean, there will be a lot of hotel rooms and probably Airbnbs, but we gonna, we got some plans to get out there and you know, and if I'm in some beautiful places where I can't stream, I'll definitely do videos because there's some places like you might not have good phone signal. Sometimes the wind is just blowing so crazy. It's not always conducive to stream outdoors, but I'm gonna try to, as I've done in the past, and definitely if I'm somewhere and I'm like the peoples would love to see this, we'll do a video or something. But we're gonna keep it. That's kind of part of our brand is being out in nature. So we're gonna bring that back. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for that positive feedback and the love. Thank you. Yeah, it's interesting going through like a road rage episode like that because it allows me to be like, okay, there was a time when I just went alone, like that was normal. But now that's abnormal for me. So I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what do we need to change so this doesn't happen? Like that's what I was thinking about this morning. I'm like, did you need to eat something? Is your sugar low? Is there something on your mind? Like what's going on? I do think part of it was I'm trying to figure out some of my next moves, and that can be stressful sometimes, even though it's a wonderful thing to have to do. Where am I going to go next? But I think sometimes that can be stressful, and I haven't drove in this type of environment for a while, so I think it just kind of all came together, and I kind of got I don't know. But I love the fact that now I literally like 2 seconds later, I'm like, what are you doing? This is not you. This is not you. So we can work on it. But yeah, I was like, man, I just can't get to this Dunkin' Donuts. But I still got the cup right here. Holiday, festive. Finally got there. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting story. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to jump off. I didn't want to make this stream, or don't want to make this stream too long. That way, hopefully, some people who could benefit from it will be willing to watch the replay. If it's too long, they might be like, I ain't watching that. Probably going to start doing some of these shorter streams more. But then there'll also be the long ones. We might even, I'm sure in 2024, we'll break our record and go about 7 hours or something crazy. The love's coming through. Leave people wanting more. Yes, because if you're gonna do a lot of streams, you need to leave people wanting more, so they tune in to the next one. But thank y'all so much for coming through. Big shout out to the Super Chat Squad. I really appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Shout out to everybody for being a part of the stream, part of the community. I love each and every one of y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Talk to you later.